Sometimes the most powerful lessons about leadership and management don't come from some thick textbook or a complicated theory. Nope, they come from really simple stories. And today, we're diving into one of those. It's a great little piece about a place called the Sunshine School, and it shows us a simple but honestly brilliant way to take any team from just being good to being truly great. So let me just ask you this, because it's a question I think every single leader has had to wrestle with at some point. You've got a good team, they show up, they work hard, they got a great attitude, but you just know there's another level they could reach. You know they could be great. So how do you do it? How do you actually unlock that potential? Well, believe it or not, the story of the Sunshine School has some fantastic answers for us. All right, so let's set the scene here. Sunshine School, on the surface, was just a wonderful place. Happy kids, dedicated staff. But the owner, a woman named Mrs. Mehta, knew there was this kind of hidden problem simmering just beneath the surface, and it was holding the whole school back. And this, right here, is the core of the problem. On the one hand, you've got this happy environment, filled with teachers who are genuinely trying their best. Everything feels like it should be working. But on the other hand, the results just weren't moving. Performance had totally flatlined. And that gap, that space between a good vibe and actual measurable improvement, that's a challenge so many of us can probably relate to, right? So what did Mrs. Method do? What was her first move? Well, she started with the first of 3 keys to unlock her team's potential. And it all started with a really solid foundation: training and support. What I love about her approach is how practical and down-to-earth it was. This wasn't some huge, overwhelming, one-day training seminar that everyone forgets a week later. No, she set up small, consistent training sessions every single month. And the focus was super sharp. Let's learn some new teaching methods, and let's find better, clearer ways to explain these lessons. It was all about building those skills, piece by piece, over time. And the result? It was almost immediate. With this steady, reliable support, the teachers just felt more confident in their abilities. And that newfound confidence, it showed up directly in the classroom with more effective teaching. It's a simple takeaway, but so crucial. Consistent support is what builds the confidence you need for great performance. But look, skills aren't the whole picture, are they? People need to feel like their work actually matters. And that brings us to the second key, which is all about that human element: appreciation and motivation. This quote from the source material just says it all. Teachers worked silently without appreciation. Just think about that for a second. It doesn't matter how passionate you are about your job. If you feel like you're working in a vacuum where no one notices your effort, that is so draining. It's like a silent energy leak, and that's exactly what was happening at the school. So her solution here was just so simple, but so incredibly powerful. It started with just saying, "Thank you." That's it. She started giving out small rewards to recognize good work. The whole point was just to be intentional about making her teachers feel respected and truly valued. We're not talking about grand, expensive gestures. We're talking about regular, genuine recognition. And the change, you could feel it. The teachers were more energetic. They were more focused. It's just a fundamental truth about people. When we feel seen and appreciated, we bring a completely different level of energy to what we do. It's a game changer. Okay. So we've got confident teachers and we've got motivated teachers. What's missing? A roadmap. They need direction. And that brings us to the third and final key: clear goals and feedback. This is what takes all that amazing positive energy and points it in the right direction. This part was kind of like a 1-2 punch. First, Mrs. Method just took the time to clearly spell out what success looked like, what was expected of each teacher. All that ambiguity was gone. And then second, she'd follow up. She'd observe classes and then provide friendly, really constructive feedback. The whole point was to help them see what they were already great at and what their very next step for growth could be. The result of all that clarity was just transformational. For the first time, maybe, the teachers really understood their path to getting better. They knew the goal, and they had a supportive guide helping them get there. And no surprise, their performance improved in a big way. So what happens when you combine all 3 of these things? When you have continuous training, genuine appreciation, and clear guidance all working together? Well, you get what we're calling the sunshine effect, this incredible ripple effect that just completely transformed the entire school. See, the positive change didn't just stop with the teachers. It cascaded through the whole community. Because the teachers were more confident and active in the classroom,
their students started to understand the lessons better. And when kids are learning and thriving, their parents are happy. The entire school ecosystem just got healthier, and Sunshine School got stronger, day by day.
So, the moral of this whole simple story is actually a really powerful management principle. Anyone's performance, not just teachers, improves with this magic combo of three things: giving them the right training, showing them genuine appreciation, and offering them clear, supportive guidance. It's a formula that just plain works. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. These three keys, training, appreciation, and clear guidance, they're not complicated, but they are so powerful. So think about your own team, your own workplace. Which one of these three keys could you start putting into practice, maybe even tomorrow, to help your team take that step from being good to being truly great?